Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Such a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Friday afternoon. I am done with my first week of back to school. I have not yet seen the students, but I am already exhausted. Let me have a cup of tea, and we are nothing without lipstick. One friend made a comment. I think this color is a little bit too light. I like it a little bit more intense, and this disappear very fast. Let me try this color. Have a cup of tea, just got. Okay. Friday evening, not in a rush. If you are in a rush, if you want to learn something, you have already left. You will not watch this video. Okay. The riddle of the origami paper. I have a lot of origami papers. I'm an art teacher, and first, I love origami. Second, I use origami paper a lot. Oh, I do have this piece of paper. So it is like this. When you buy some origami paper, some big pack of origami paper, 200 sheets, 300 sheets, there are two sheets. There are two sheets of this, one gold, one silver, this origami paper. They are very special. Students love it. Not because they are any better in folding, any better in anything. It's just because it's different, because it's rare. So this is the law of rarity in economy. Because it's rare, so it becomes something so precious. And I have 200 sheets of paper and 200 sheets of origami paper and 2 sheets of this silver. I give any 2 students, it will be trouble, right? Because I have some friends. I made a video to request your suggestion. I find it very interesting. Okay, I will read through your comments, and as I read through, I will give my comments. I think the most fair thing would be pick 2 children's name at random using the name in a hat method, or a website or something, or a dice, use this number. It is a good idea. It teaches students fairness and chance. If this is a mathematics class, that will be definitely a good method to do it. But there is one catch with young children, and the chance is 2 out of 200. The stake is too high. It's not because the origami paper is expensive. Every family can afford to have it. And even if your family have it, it's nothing. It's because it's from the art teacher. It's from Haiying, the art teacher. It's from that particular class. All these surroundings, environment, make this thing such an inflated value, an artificial value. And I find it very interesting for us to think beyond the true value or the monetary value of it. If we say monetary value, it's about 1 or 2 cents. There is not a person who cannot afford it, right? We can all afford it. But it's the surrounded make it so inflated. It's almost like modern art. It's almost like Picasso, like Jackson Pollock. I mean, it's just a piece of painting, but the surrounding, the history, and the tension and the anticipation make it such a big deal. So this method, I would like to do it, but I do not trust. I trust my instinct that students will not have trouble with it. And so it's just too high. The stake is too high. It makes someone get it. Everyone accept. You can on the surface accept, but internally, oh, I didn't get it. It lost my chance. It's just too harsh a feeling, and it actually create a situation that the lucky students was jealous, was being jealous, was being envied, and you actually create, as a teacher, you create a kind of unsafe situation, mentally, spiritually unsafe situation, because you put them into a place that it's hard to make it equal. It's just not easy to do it. So I have not yet done this. And I think with older kids, this can be done when they already have a sense of value, when they already have $1 or $2 Père Noël money. Santa give them some money, they can buy something, so they can reduce a little bit of the anticipation and dependence on the money. Okay, so the first is name in the head. The second, I would set them aside and not give them to any student. It is not worthy, not worth the fight. No matter which way you would decide to give it, it might be interpreted as favorism or reward anyway. So, my family is here, and对，我知道你听不见，我有一点紧张。Okay, I will continue. Okay, so the other way is put it aside and just not to give it. This is what I am doing right now. I put it aside and I make a rule. Nobody takes it. There was one time some students did not know and they take it, and then the neighboring students saw it, and then it becomes such a big deal. So I made a rule. This is only for teacher, or nobody touch it, and teacher will keep it. So far I am keeping it. And it to the stage last year at the end of the year, and today I check out the paper. I have so many of this gold paper, and it's actually wasted the value of it, because I am afraid of the confrontation. Then you put it aside, and the value is actually not used. It only becomes a kind of anticipation. I want them to be really used. And there was one time a student just opened up a package and used it, and as if he did not know it. And then the neighboring student said, "Oh, he used it." And he said, "I did not know. I know he know. He know I know." Anyway, I know he knows. He knows I know. Anyway, it's kind of a mutual understanding. It's we know, but still they try to push the boundary. And I say, okay, from now on, nobody take it. It's for the teacher, and I put it aside, so nobody touch it. So relatively there is peace because nobody get it. And for the rest of the color, there are red, green. There are 60 colors, 30 colors, and the many colors, they can make their choice. Of course, there are particular favorite color also. It's also a struggle, but much less severe than this. Another one said, I work with kids K to 8 for several years and would probably do what you do. Take the paper out and not even let the kids know it was an option so nobody fights over it. Yes. However, if I had to give the kids the paper, I would do a raffle. That way, it is truly randomized. And kids who win get a fun little treat, but the kids who lose still learn the life lesson that they do not always get to win, but they don't feel bad about not being good enough. Like they might if you will do it based on good behavior or some sort of competition. That I will talk about it. This also reminds me of one time we did origami in 3rd grade art class, and the teacher told us the gold and silver was only for the teachers. Also, pretty solid method if you ask me in my IMFO. Okay, so let's talk about this, how to incorporate with reward. So first, so far I keep it, and I do reward. This kind of things is a great motivation. At the end of the class, I do not give reward because they do a better painting, because they do mathematics doing good. Not on this, mostly on hard work. For example, I say, everyone get 10 pieces of trash from the floor. We do art class. There are a lot of paper falling down, brush falling down, erasers. Get 10 pieces of things coming up. And then students will go get 10 things. And the one who does more, get 20 pieces of trash, will get the award. And at the end of the day, everyone gets something. And I buy something less expensive. The chance is much less. For example, this kind of origami, it's textured origami. With $1, you get 10 or 20, something like it. It's much more affordable. I have teachers special expense stipend or teachers special fund so that I can cover this. I used to buy pencils and little books. It's expensive, and it just cost too much for me to give this. And slowly I start to learn it is not the monetary value of it. You give a piece of paper, a piece of origami, or you give a big, beautiful book, $10 book, $20 book. Some teacher give a gift card. The result is the same. It is the reward system. It works. And And recently, I am listening to an artificial intelligence book. Intelligence book is about this how to teach machine to learn. It actually comes from our natural intelligence. Some classic lever, monkey lever. The monkey lever, the monkey click the lever and then they get banana and then they keep on clicking. I'm a little bit lost. And that's a baby dog. So so the truth is that there are many ways of reward. Students, I used to teach math, and students did good job finishing and get the right answer. I do not give reward. That you totally do not need to give reward, because getting something right, getting the right answer, do a beautiful job. There is nothing more powerful than the feeling of right. You do not even need to give. And anything you give as a material is actually a diminishment of the true value of self-confidence, self-improvement. That is the most powerful. I protect it. When you do right, when you answer the question right, I do not give reward because it's a waste of the reward. And some students good at math, some students good at painting. It's their natural ability. It's something they already have, and you award it. It's actually giving the wrong message. I want to reward hardworking. There are students write math, write everything clearly, doing everything so good, and get the answer wrong, the last step wrong, or one of the steps wrong. But the logic, the hard work, and everything, that I give reward. I give reward based on merit, on their effort, and yeah. And also sometimes it's not every time you need to give a material reward. A good encouragement is sufficient. Okay, so that's this. I do give reward. Reward is a very, very good way of learning to improve ourselves. This is why we get addicted to game. This is why we get addicted to food. We like a particular thing. If one day we wear good clothes and people say, oh, you look good, the next time you have more chance to wear that clothes. You elevate the value of the action, right? It is a good way. You want to keep it. I want to bring this natural intelligence, which the primate, the animals use, and it's in our system of learning. I want to bring that to my class and encourage students to do the right thing. When you do right thing, there is an award, there is a consequence, there is a result, a positive consequence, a good result. That I want to put in. Okay, use them. Another one said, use them yourself as examples for the project. If it is origami, fold those two yourself and display them for everyone to look at. Yeah, sometimes I do it, but mostly I still save it. For me, it does not have that much value because I do not have that rarity. I can have 20, 30 of them, And we are not in the same class. We are not in the same stage. We are not in the same level. So I will choose a piece of paper that is more appropriate, either thicker, either thinner, either stiffer, depending on the quality of the paper and the appearance of the paper. I choose another different value. Thank you very much. Okay, this is another friend said, this is the toughest thing we face as art teachers. I was thinking about this very thing today when I was unpacking new scissors from my classroom, for my classroom, and was so disappointed when I found that instead of all black scissors, the store sent me a mix of different colors. They are kind. The store is kind. The store want to spoil you, want to treat you, cherish it. I will tell you how I do it. I do what you have said, remove them. I am anxious to hear what you do in this situation. Okay, what I do in this situation. I do not know how many students you have. If I have different, I do color code. If, for example, there are 5 black or 6 black, 3 red, I can make into 3, 3, 3, if that is a multiple of number, or if you can make it into a relative group. Okay, black group, red group, blue group, yellow group, so that this group make a small community. Which group at the end of the class clean up the room the best, and which group is the quietest, or this table use this table use that. I actually have this situation just right today. As teacher, we buy new materials. I buy watercolor. Each student have a new watercolor, and I am just missing 10, 20, something like it. So I was thinking, what do? I can make all the class by class level. First grade, all this kind. Second grade, this kind. Third grade, this kind. And 5th grade, they are the most mature. Maybe I need to go out to buy some extra. I have money fee, and I can afford to buy some extra to fill in that class. But I make sure that the whole class is the same. There is no fighting, no competition, no feeling of difference at the starting point. Everyone get the same. And of course, at the end of the class, some cleaner, some dirtier. It's another story. But we start at the same page. And if you do feel it, still you cannot, just the number does not work. Go buy 10 new scissors, 20 pair of new scissors. Spend this money. Sometimes trouble need to be solved by money. Just a few money buy you the piece, and leave that special color for at the end of the year as a reward, or leave for next year to use. So group it and make every group. I am thinking they are the same kind of scissor, only color differences. So color, function, and everything is the same. And you make group change. This time, this class, this month, you are in the blue group. Next month, randomly choose another group, so that you differentiate, you avoid that kind of problem. Do I explain it? And this kind of things happen all the time. Try to make, not to make 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. It's just too much individuality, too much stands out. And as long as you have 3 or 4, that everyone, it reduces the tension of the difference, of the numeric difference, of the quantity difference, of the percentage difference. Do I make any sense? Okay, I said I am blah blah, I will blah blah on this. How interesting. Okay, I have another friend. Make a game competition in which the aim of the game changes every time it played, so that you are not always giving those who excel in a certain thing the better chance to win. That is so true. It is the same as our Kahoot game. Sometimes capital, sometimes math, sometimes you want to bring everyone feel good. I used to teach art and math. There is one part of logic, there is one part of creativity, there is one part of a logic. There is one part of numeric confidence, of literacy. There is one part of this courage and confidence to mess around. So all kinds of qualities, I encourage each one to be different and to stand out. Sometimes being messy is a bad thing, but you know it. It is so important. Sometimes you make a mess and find something new. There's no mistake in our character. There's no weakness. How we make the best of it. Okay, so yes, we do that. Okay, failing that, depending on the age of the class, it might be best to inform them of the situation and its limits. Inform them of your concerns and have them volunteer to take or not take it. If it is a more mature age group, I'd imagine very few would be willing to put their hands, if any at all, at which point you can hand them out almost at random and no one should be too upset. Though this certainly requires a more mature and considerate class. This is so interesting. This is so interesting. The young age students, there is one thing, competition, get what other people have. And the fear of missing out, the fear of left alone, the fear of different from others. But as you grow up, to be different, it kind of becoming intimidating. The teenagers, I think they must have learned through life the consequence if you are different from others. The class energy can swallow you, so they will not get into the trouble to get that special paper. It's not worth it. Yeah, that is a very interesting. You see the age difference. And for the first grade, for the very young students, I definitely cannot talk them through because something is just, it's their whole world, right? Anything could be their whole world. Anything to their hand, they grab it. Everything to their mouth, they eat it. Everything that is surrounding them, they will get it. So it's just too important for them, or it's too big a part of their life. And as they grow, it becomes much less. And some class I can talk it through, and they are much less stressed, much less excited, much less tension in the class. Interesting. Both of these might be a little more a little time consuming for something so simple. It is not simple. It is about how we learn. It is about their life. There is so much. When you think about the big famous theory, psychology test, psychology experiment, it all come from this kind of simple idea. The marshmallow test, 5 minutes or 10 minutes wait. I am doing maybe even more elevated psychology test, right? Don't you think so? We are, not me, because you are participating and you are giving the idea. Yes, we are testing our hypothesis. Yeah, it is not simple. So sometimes a simple random elimination approach in which you select students at random, and once selected, they are ruled out of any further draws until everyone has won. This will leave disappointment, but it will be regarding the feeling of being unlucky rather than feeling being mistreated or unappreciated. That's very thoughtful. Thank you so very much. I will actually use all your method one at a time and test it. Set them aside until you have enough for each student. You are right. That is what I do. Yes, actually, I have collected so many of them. The only thing I will need to remember, not to forget and keep it. Yeah. Yes. I for sure won't give it out, or would give it out, or would give it out as a reward. The way next time the students know how they can get a special paper. Give it as a special reward. That is true. That is true. I give reward. I give normal paper, less precious paper as reward, as an encouragement for good behavior, for being kind. There are different kinds. And it is true, if everyone get reward, only one or two not getting reward. If that's me, I will feel bad. If that's my son, oh, I will feel bad. If that's my family, I will feel bad, and I do not want that to happen. I want everyone to have a chance. And this is not Olympic game. There is only one winner. Everyone have a chance, and you are awarded for different things. Some are awarded for cleaning up. Some are awarded for picking up the paper, picking up the trash, and some are awarded for helping another students, being kind. And there are many ways, mostly on their behavior or on their kindness, on their helping other, helping teacher, helping school, helping the world, save a piece of paper, use one less paper. All these, they are awarded. Thank you. Yes. You get what you get and you don't get upset. Yeah. It is very hard. I first heard this, and maybe I am not that kind of person, and I feel the students. This is very hard for me to really put into practice. I think that making a big deal out of the paper will cause more issue than anything else. So putting aside the special paper is probably the best idea. But if you do want the students to use the paper, you could use a reward system. You could coalesce some special paper into a reward pile. and then offer one piece or however many you see fit to students who you think have put in effort into your class. This is true. This is very true. I downgraded, but this paper, at the end of the year, I make an auction and things. Let's keep on doing. Do you want to retire soon? Just curious. You seem like a wonderful teacher. I am not a good teacher, and I enjoy my job. And I am comparing with other teachers who the students listen to them. I really admire my colleagues. I admire them. I admire their ability, their discipline. There is so much for me to learn from, and I don't think I'm a good teacher, but I do love my job. I do not think of retire at all. I'm not thinking about it. Okay, another one. How about an auction? The students would need some kind of currency to bid with, perhaps points earned by turning in homework. Students who do not want shiny paper do not have to bid, and students who have keep up with schoolwork through the year will have more points to bid it. This is exactly I do. Now I teach them less, so it's hard to keep a track with the students. I used to teach students with one or two particular class. I see them very often, so I give them a special ticket. And when you win 10 tickets, you can change into a bigger ticket. And then when you win another 10 bigger ticket at the end of a new year, at the end of the month or something, I do sales. Not including origami paper, pencil, and things. Now I have much less, so I do not have that time to do it, but it's a very good idea. And by cleaning up, by helping others, everything, every good thing earns good point. We learn from this reward system. We are shaping the students. We are forming them, right? If you learn about machine learning, about artificial intelligence, these are the words that we use. We are shaping them. We are reinforced learning. We are reinforced. We are doing something that guiding them to be a smarter and more intelligent and wise people. Do something good for themselves, do something good for others, do something that benefit everyone. I would take the tool away and rest for the kids. No one will be upset. This is what I'm doing right now. Depending on the temperament of your class, you could, of course, save the gold and silver and offer them as reward for good behavior. Or if you think your students will cooperate, you can leave it up to them to decide. That is actually a very good idea. Dumb, B-A-S-S, Johnny. I love your username. Yeah, let them decide. And they have the ownership of deciding something. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. And you can leave it up to them to decide. Be upfront and say, everyone, there is only one gold piece and one silver piece. I trust you all to pick who gets the 2 pieces. Maybe the class will propose a democratic vote on who gets the paper. Maybe the class will forfeit the paper for a student who's having a bad day. Oh my goodness. And of course, it could also turn into a big fight. Yes. but it's an interesting thing to try. I definitely will try it. I used to do this in unfair situation when I worked with very young kids, 6 to 8 years, and giving them the responsibility of choosing instead of choosing myself has always been really interesting and give the kids lots of confidence as well as an opportunity to be selfless and help out their friends. You are not your username. This is a very, very smart and even uplifting comment. Yeah, give them the trust them. And I think I will trust them. And at the same time, I will have enough backup. For example, we do one time. If it did not turn out right, I have the second term. I have another patch of this special paper. Yeah, this is so encouraging. Anyway, so that's about it. I am so very grateful for this. As a result, tomorrow we will do a lucky draw of the people, maybe about 10 people. Tomorrow we will do a live and we will do a lucky draw. And I get 2 winners. One get gold paper. You get it, you get it, you get it. You get what you get. You don't get upset because you are mature. And I will send a letter. I have stamps, as you have seen. I will send with this beautiful stamp with my bookmark and a piece of gold. Another one get a piece of silver. That is the token of my appreciation for you. You need to be rewarded. And I want to show my appreciation for you. Tomorrow, we will do the lucky draw. I am sending it out. That's about it. Thank you very, very much. I love you. I really do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Cuckoo, bye, bye. And I think we will keep on these kind of questions. This question brings us to think much deeper than just 2 pieces of paper, right? It's about how we bring up our children, how we find the best way to live our life, not only in classroom, with your family, with your children, with your colleague, right? When you meet something, this kind of conundrum, this kind of $1 million question from 5 cents paper is $1 million question. Bye bye, friends. I love you. I really do. Do 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 do. Cuckoo, bye bye.